In the ancient deserts of the Arabian Muslim world, where the wind carries whispers of secrets long forgotten, there is a sense of something beyond what meets the eye. It is said in these shadows, unseen entities move silently, watching humanity from a distance. These tales have been passed down of beings that exist in a realm parallel to our own, mysterious forces that are neither divine nor mortal, but something in between. These beings are spoken of in hushed tones, credited with powers beyond human comprehension, capable of shapeshifting, influencing minds, and altering the course of fate itself. These are the beings that rule the invisible world, known throughout the ages as the Jinn. For generations, humans have been telling stories, tales, and legends about creatures found all around the world. From the griffin to the chupacabra, and from the leviathan to the Chinese dragon. It's high time we set out an adventure to learn about them all. This is an expedition for the mythological. Welcome to Mytho Safari. Our exploration of the Jinn begins in Islamic scripture, in the Quran. The Quran, where the Jinn are described as creatures of smokeless fire, a form of life distinct from both humans and angels. But before we jump into that, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications to join our channel. It goes a long way in supporting us, and while you're at it, be sure to check out our new store where you can grab some awesome merch like t-shirts and other cool products down below in the description. Every purchase helps the channel grow and keep us bringing more content your way. Only on mythosafari.com. According to the Quran, Allah created three types of beings: angels from light, humans from clay, and jinn from fire. While angels are obedient to God and humans possess free will, the jinn occupy a unique space, with free will but often succumbing to temptation, much like humans. One of the verses that introduce the jinn in the Quran is Surah Al-Hijr 15:27, which states, "And the jinn we created before from scorching fire." This verse establishes the fiery nature of the jinn and sets them apart from humanity and the angelic host. In Islamic theology, the jinn are invisible, living in a parallel world to that of humans, but they possess the ability to interact with the human world in various ways, sometimes for good and often for ill. One of the most famously known jinn is called Iblis, who according to the Quran refused to bow to Adam. When commanded by Allah, Iblis's defiance led to his expulsion from heaven, making him a shaitan, the Arabic word for Satan or Satan in Hebrew, and casting him as the eternal adversary of humanity. The story of Iblis underscores the moral and spiritual capacity of the jinn. Like humans, they choose to do good or evil, and Iblis in this case chose rebellion. The jinn are not universally evil. However, in Surah Al-Jinn, a group of jinn listens to the Quran and converts to Islam, becoming believers. This shows that jinn, like humans, are subject to the same religious laws and can choose to follow the path of righteousness. Nevertheless, many jinn are seen as mischievous or malevolent beings who lead humans astray, with stories of possession, haunting, and trickery, which we find common within Islamic folklore. Islamic scholars have long debated the nature and the abilities of the jinn for centuries. Some traditions describe them as shapeshifters, able to appear as animals such as snake, cockroach, scorpions, lizards, or humans possessing incredible strength and speed. The jinn are also believed to inhabit deserted places, ruins, and remote areas, making them creatures of the margins, both literally and metaphorically, living on the edges of the human world and divine order. The Quran also mentions specific categories of jinn, such as Ifrit, a particularly powerful and dangerous class of jinn. In Surah Al-Naml, an Ifrit offers to bring the throne of the Queen of Sheba to King Solomon before you can rise from your place. This passage highlights the strength and the abilities of the Ifrit and emphasizes that the awe with which the jinn were regarded even by powerful prophets like Solomon. In Arabic, Suleiman. In Hebrew, Shlomo. The Hadith, sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, further elaborates on the nature of the jinn. According to the Hadith, the jinn were created 2,000 years before Adam, and they once lived on earth, spreading corruption and destruction until Allah sent the angels to subdue them. The angels were said to have waged a great battle against the jinn, overpowering them and driving many of them to remote islands, the seas, and the furthest reaches of the human world. After the jinn were subdued, Earth was prepared for creation of humans who were expected to be more obedient than Allah's commands However, as part of Allah's mercy, some jinn were left on earth, with the hope that they might turn towards righteousness. Though the jinn are most closely associated with Islam, similar beings appear in Jewish and Christian traditions, which Islam directly comes from, often under different names but sharing many characteristics with Islamic jinn. In Jewish tradition, these spirits are often referred to as shadim, a term that can describe both as good and evil spirits. Like the jinn, shadim are believed to be invisible, living alongside humans but largely beyond human perception. In some cases, they are even capable of possessing people or causing harm, a trait that they share with the Islamic concept of jinn. The Talmud, a central text in Rabbinic Judaism, mentions the shadim in several passages. These scripts are often described as being created during the twilight of the sixth day of creation. Some traditions hold that the shadim, like the jinn, were created from a substance that set them apart from humans, while the jinn were made of fire. The shadim were said to be created of wind or air, emphasizing their ethereal nature. In Christianity, this manifests in a different way, as there's no direct equivalent to the jinn. Certain figures such as demons or fallen angels share similar roles as the jinn in Christianity. Demons in Christian theology are typically regarded to as malevolent beings, like Satan or Shaitan, who is opposed to God's will. However, unlike jinn, who possess free will and can choose to be good or evil, demons in Christian theology are often viewed as irredeemably evil, having already chosen to rebel against God. One of the key differences between the jinn and the Christian demonology is that jinn are not inherently aligned with evil forces, whereas demons are almost universally considered as adversaries of God. However, there are shared themes of possession and spiritual warfare. In the New Testament, Jesus frequently casts out demons from possessed individuals, a practice that echoes Islamic exorcism, known as ruqayya, performed to remove jinn from those afflicted by their influence. Another figure that parallels the jinn in Christian theology is Satan himself. Like Iblis, in Islamic tradition, Satan in Christian theology was once a high-ranking angel who defied God and was cast out of heaven. This fall from grace is mirrored by the story of Iblis' rebellion and his subsequent transformation into the leader of the Shayateen. Both figures in their respective religious traditions serve as tempters and corruptors of humanity, drawing people away from the path of righteousness. One of the most well-known aspects of jinn lore, especially in popular culture, is the concept of possession. Jinn are believed to be capable of inhabiting the bodies of humans, influencing their thoughts, actions, and emotions. In Islam, possessions by jinn is often seen as a test or a trial, and those afflicted by jinn possession may seek the help of religious leaders. This is known as the process of exorcism in Islam, and is called ruqayya, a practice that involves reciting verses from the Quran and invoking the names of Allah to drive out the jinn. The most common symptoms of jinn possession include sudden personality changes, speaking in unknown languages, extreme physical strength, and an aversion to religious practices. While these symptoms are also found in cases of demonic possession in Christian traditions, the Islamic approach to exorcism places a strong emphasis on the Quran as the ultimate source of divine power, capable of subduing the jinn. Stories of the jinn have been passed down through generations, often portraying them as mischievous tricksters, dangerous predators, or in some cases helpful beings who grant wishes. The 1000 Nights, Kitab al-Layla wa Layla, a collection of Middle Eastern folktales, features numerous stories involving jinn, including the famous tale of Aladdin and his magical lamp, in which a jinn, or a genie, grants him wishes. In this context, the jinn takes on a more playful and whimsical role, but their potential for danger is never far away. Many traditional Arab and Persian tales depict jinn as beings who must be treated with caution, as their unpredictable nature makes them both helpful and harmful. Despite not being an Islamic eschatology, the jinn plays a role in the events leading up to the end of days. According to some interpretations of the Hadith, the Islamic tradition during the time of the Antichrist, the Al-Mas, also known as the Dajjal, the jinn will become more active, causing greater chaos and strife in the world. Their ability to influence human affairs will reach its peak as the forces of good and evil will battle for control of the earth. Some suggest that the Shayateen, led by Iblis, will ally themselves with the Dajjal, further complicating the struggle between good and evil. While the Quran does not provide explicit details about the role of the jinn in the final judgment, it is clear that like humans, the jinn will be judged for their actions. The righteous jinn will be granted entry to paradise, while the sinful jinn will be condemned to hell. alongside the human souls who have rejected Allah's guidance. In conclusion, while Islam was inspired by Christianity and Judaism in their thoughts of demons or jinn, the newer Islamic traditions have captivated the imaginations of people across cultures and religions. These spirits of smokeless fire occupy a unique place in the Abrahamic faiths, serving as both a warning and a danger of temptation. As they continue to appear in folklore, popular culture, and religious thought, the jinn remain a powerful symbol of the mysteries of creation, mysterious, elusive, and forever poised between the worlds of light and shadow. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications and become a member to help support our channel. It goes a really long way to help us create new videos just like this. And before you go, make sure you check out our merch store, mythosafari.com, to buy t-shirts and other fun products that directly support the channel. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next safari. Goodbye, friends.